sweet baby Jesus, wrapped in your little swaddling clothes. You know what, Ricky? Jesus did grow up. Well, I like the little baby Jesus, so I'm going to pray to the little baby Jesus. I like to picture Jesus wearing like one of those like tuxedo shirts, because like it says I'm formal, but I'm here to party also. Hey everybody, welcome back to Home Media Reviews. Today's review, if you couldn't tell by those ever so flawless impressions at the beginning of this episode, we're talking about Talladega Nights, the Ballad of a Mr. Yicky Booby today. And just full warning you, this episode's going to be heavy on the quotes. So with that being said, let's go ahead and transition into the history section of Talladega Nights. So Talladega Nights just 3 years ago celebrated its 10th anniversary as it was released in theaters in August of 2006. Crazy to think that I was only 7 when this movie came out, and I had never even heard of it until, I think, 2012 was when my parents first showed this to me. Strangely enough, this did not come out on DVD first for home viewing formats. This actually got a Blu-ray release, first out of theaters, on November 17th, 2006. I should also note that the first ever Blu-ray was the theatrical cut. There are 2 different cuts of this movie roaming around out there. There's the unrated cut and the theatrical cut. The theatrical one is, of course, the one seen in theaters and the one that you could get on this first Blu-ray. Little under a month later, on December 12th, 2006, Talladega Nights received its first DVD release. Now, this version was in both full screen and widescreen, since this was the mid to late 2000s. We were still in the whole, full screen versus widescreen thing as people were slowly transitioning into buying widescreen televisions and dumping their old CRT televisions. You still had both options, full screen and widescreen, and both the theatrical and unrated cuts, this is the first time the unrated cut makes an appearance, were available in this format. However, you could not buy a full screen release of the theatrical cut. You could only find that in widescreen. The unrated cut, though, both full screen and widescreen. I should also note that the unrated cut is about 20 minutes longer than the theatrical cut. I'll detail which cut I like more in the ending section of this HMR. And then to coincide with that DVD, we also got a Blu-ray release of the unrated cut, also on December 12th, 2006. On January 27, 2007, Talladega Nights was included in a Blu-ray 3-pack bundle, which was exclusive to Amazon, surprisingly. And in this bundle, you could find, of course, Talladega Nights. You could also find Superbad and Don't Mess with the Zohan. I've never heard of that last one. Then on June 10th, 2008, this was included in a Blu-ray 12-pack. Jesus, that's a lot of movies in one pack. I've got to grab my laptop, have it in front of me so I can read all these titles to you. Jeez. It included Black Hawk Down, Hellboy, Hellboy's good, Casino Royale, also good, Fifth Element, Gattaca, sucks, House of the Flying Daggers, A Knight's Tale, Layer Cake, Spider-Man 3, Superbad, Underworld, Evolution. And again, this was a Blu-ray 12-pack that again included Talladega Nights. I think this was like a Sony 12-pack, maybe it was a promotional deal, because I know Spider-Man 3 is a Sony production, but I don't know about like Casino Royale or Hellboy. I don't think those were Sony. I don't know, I'm just kind of guessing about what this 12-pack was. On October 15th, 2012, Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, and the other guys were compacted into the Will Ferrell 3-movie collection on DVD. No Blu-ray this time. And then 2 years later, on October 14th, 2014, these same 3 films were included again on the same format. However, the collection was renamed to the Laugh Out Loud 3-movie collection. And the most recent release of Talladega Nights was in 2016, I presume for the film's 10th anniversary. This version was a Blu-ray released on October 25th, and it was titled the Big Harry Winning Edition. Whew, that was a lot of releases of Talladega Nights. Just wait till next week when we cover Die Hard. Holy shit, that has a lot of releases. But that's next week. This week, though, let's go ahead and transition into the close-up section for Talladega Nights. Alrighty, everybody, here's your close-up look at Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby. You haven't seen the movie, you won't get that joke. Anyway, we are only looking at one copy here. This is the DVD version. I know, I'm sad, I'm a hypocrite. I bought this for $1 at Peddler's Mall when I was a couple of years ago, and I really wanted the movie because it's one of my favorite comedies of all time. So I just bought the DVD, haven't got a chance to upgrade it yet. Honestly, though, why would you really need to upgrade it? I mean, if you own the movie, it's fine, but, you know, whatever. Widescreen up there at the top. I, of course, looked specifically for the widescreen version. Will Ferrell, Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. There's your front cover with Ricky there, Cal Naughton Jr., Ricky's wife, Jean Gellar, and Michael Clark Duncan. Unrated and uncut. Best movie ever made by Ricky Bobby down there at the bottom. I agree, Ricky Bobby, one of the best. There we go. Widescreen unrated edition with Ricky Bobby's face underneath it. DVD logo. Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky. The Ballad, not battle. The Ballad of Ricky Bobby with the Wonder Car down there at the bottom. Columbia Pictures. There's no DVD logo or anything like that. Zoom out a little bit there. America is all about speed. Hot, nasty, badass speed. Eleanor Roosevelt. I don't know if that's real or fake, but that's hilarious either way. UPC code there. Blurb about the movie. Screenshots from the movie. Bonus features that look like bumper stickers and company ads and such. 2 thumbs way up. Richard Roper and guest critic Jay Leno, Ebert, and Roper. Cool, guys. Cool. Text specs and stuff down there at the bottom, along with legalese and the like. Open this up. There's what your disc looks like inside. There's Ricky and Cal doing shake and bake, baby. I'm pretty sure that's their fists. That's what they do in the movie. I'm just going to assume that that's them. So that's your close-up. Let's go ahead and transition into the menu tour for Talladega Nights. Hello everyone, welcome to the menu tour for Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Scene selection, languages, special features, and previews. Scene selection, we have, oh that's clever, has them listed over here in like, what do they call those things? Teleprompters? I'm not sure, whatever you see out at the racetrack. You know, that has like the lap numbers and all that. You've got little video clips playing from it too, but you can select them over on this side of the screen. We have 28 scenes on this DVD, and I just want to say, for the record, up here at the front, YouTube, don't demonetize me because of number 4, I piss excellence. Oh God, I love this movie so much. Yeah, I wake up every morning, I piss excellence. You guys didn't see this earlier because I cut it out, but scene like 24 is called Pepe La Bitch. Languages, what do we have for languages? English and French for audio, and then English or French for subtitles. You can play the movie from here too. Oh, that's cool, I guess. Cool that it's a driver's license as well. That's pretty cool. Special features. Commentary with the... Oh, it's him on the racetrack in his underwear. I'm on fire! I'm on fire! Help me, Oprah Winfrey! Help me, Tom Cruise! If you've never seen this movie, you don't understand a word I'm saying, but this is hilarious to me. Commentary with the director and friends, deleted and extended scenes, a gag reel, Linerama, Walker and Texas Ranger, Ricky and Cal's commercials, Ricky and Cal's public service announcements, interviews, Will Ferrell returns to Talladega, bonus race footage, NASCAR page, theatrical trailer, and some more previews. Oh boy, that is, it's a lot of bonus material. I'm assuming a lot of it's behind the scenes stuff, but the one I want to watch is Cal and Ricky's commercials and their public service announcements, because those, oh boy, some of those are in the film, and it is, God, I love this movie so much. It's so stupid, but I love it. You can also play the movie from this menu as well. Previews, Pursuit of Happiness, Ghost Rider, The Da Vinci Code, Little Man, Click, Curse of the Golden Flower, coming to Blu-ray, An Evening with Kevin Smith 2, Evening Harder, Seinfeld Season 7. Okay, that is intriguing. I guess you could get to this screen from the special features menu as well, because that also had a thing for trailers. Alright, now we're back at the menu. That took a long time because I was stupid and assumed the theatrical cut was on this disc, but it's not. It's just the unrated version. Anyway, that's the menu tour for Talladega Nights. Let's head on back and answer the 5 main questions as always. Alright, so we're back from the close-up. Now it's time to answer the 5 main questions as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? You can still find the most recent Blu-ray at Best Buy and such. I've seen it at Best Buy myself. I don't know why I haven't picked it up, because if you saw in the close-up, I own this movie on DVD, the lowest format possible right now in this current age. I don't know why I haven't upgraded it yet. I'll probably do that at some point, but you can still find that version at Best Buy. At least at my Best Buys you still can. So check there. If not, look on Amazon. Or eBay or whatever. Online retailers, you guys know this. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? I'm going to say no to this, because the only recent release that I could find of it was the one in 2016. Number 3, should you pick this product up? Yes. And if you didn't think that I was going to say yes, then one of you two turds is about to get smacked in the mouth. Because Talladega Nights is hilarious. Oh, it's stupid. Like, it's a stupid movie. It's about a race car driver who marries his hot blonde chick's got a best friend. They always come in first and second. Shake and bake, Cal. But anyway, the race car driver is, of course, played by Will Ferrell. He's Ricky Bobby. Cal Naughton Jr., played by John C. Reilly. Leslie Bibb plays Ricky's wife. And Jean Girard. I mean, there's so many memorable characters in this film. Lucius, Michael Clark Duncan, is hilarious. Though everything about this movie is just hilarious to me. Just the fact of how absurd it is. I mean, the opening scene sells you on this concept. It's Ricky's dad and his mom. They're driving in this car. Jane Lynch, who's Ricky's mom, is pregnant in the back seat, and Reese Bobby's up in the front. He's driving, and she's screaming that the baby's coming. Reese is doing like 100. He goes, all right, hold on to something. Slams on the brake. Car stops. You hear this splat noise, and that's supposed to be Ricky being born. I mean, I laugh out loud every time at that. All right, hold on to something. Boop. Whack. It's a baby boy. And then the titular character that Will Ferrell grows up to be, because of what his dad tells him at the school show and tell. Ricky, don't listen to anybody here. You ain't first. You're last. And of course, Ricky grows up to be the guy who just wants to win everything, and he grows up to be this huge idiot. Maybe for real. But it's funny! It's funny! The plot is over the top. The storyline's over the top. The characters are over the freaking top. But it's funny. It's so stupid that it's funny, and it works. I mean, the thing that I love about this movie so much is the fact that it's so infinitely quotable. There are so many lines in this film that are just gut-wrenchingly hilarious. My teacher asked me what the capital of Tennessee was. I said Washington, D.C. That's a good guess, son. She said, no, you're wrong. So I told you got a lumpy butt. Chip, I'm only 10 years old, but I'll beat your ass. Chip, I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey. There's nothing wrong with you holding my hand, Ricky Bobby. There is nothing sexual about it. Even though I have an erection. Speaking of that, the villain of this film is Jean Girard, who I don't know who his actor is. He's somebody in here. I think it's Gary Cole. I'm going to assume it's Gary Cole. Yeah. He's hilarious. I mean, he's a villain, but he's also not a villain. He kind of turns anti-hero towards the end. I won't spoil how it ends or anything, but he's hilarious. He's the gay French Formula One race car driver that Ricky's boss brings in to overtake Ricky because his boss is sick of Ricky's antics. Man, that scene in the bar, Jean's introduction into the film is hilarious because his character is established within the first 5 seconds. Where did you stop playing the jazz music? My name is Jean Girard. I have come here to defeat you. Why is he talking like that? Do you like peanut butter or something? You sound like you got peanut butter stuck at the roof of your mouth. I think what you are hearing is my accent. I am French. Everybody, this is my husband, Gregory. And Ricky goes, man, the room's starting to spin because of all the gayness. That's not a dig at homosexuality or anything. I just think that line's funny. I mean, just everything about this movie just makes me crack up just because of how stupid it is. And if I didn't have the emotional connection with this movie that I do, I probably wouldn't like it as much. I was shown this film by my father in, I think, 2012 or 2011 when I was a little bit younger, a little bit more immature than I am now, surprisingly. However, he loved it. He wanted to show it to me. He'd asked me if I'd seen it. I said no, so we sat down and watched it. Everybody in my family loves this movie. Everybody. My mom, my dad, my brother, me. It's hilarious. Our dogs probably love this because we just think it's so absurd and so stupid, but it's got such great moments. The scene that me and my dad love to quote to each other is the one in the hospital after Ricky thinks that he's paralyzed. He's sitting in the wheelchair and he's like, man, y'all two come walking in here on your two good legs. I hope you all have sons, sports star sons, and they have their legs taken away from them. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on me. Me and my dad quote that to each other all the time. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on me. Don't you stick that knife in your leg. And he sticks the knife in his leg. Oh, man. I don't want to spoil all the gags and great lines coming out of this movie, but it's hilarious. You guys have got to watch this. I highly recommend this because of how stupid it is. It's one of those movies that I know is stupid, but I still love regardless. I mean, it's hilarious. And it's got heart, too. Like, it's not completely 100% stupid. It's got a pretty engaging story with Ricky Bobby after he loses everything towards the middle of the film. And it's good with its emotional stuff. I think it could be a little bit stronger in that line of things. However, the gags and the comedy make up for it. And I have a pretty okay connection with the main character and also its side characters and such, and I just love this movie. I love it so much. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Same answers as number 1. And number 5, what price should you pay? That original Blu-ray is pretty rare, actually. You can't really find that much nowadays. I'd say $25-30 for that if you really want to see the theatrical cut on Blu-ray. I mean, the most accessible cut currently is the unrated cut. As a matter of fact, that's the cut that I watched for this review. You saw in the close-up, I own the unrated cut. However, I do own the theatrical cut on my Google Play account, I think it is. I bought it way back in the day just because I think I had a gift card or something, and the theatrical cut's good. However, I think that the unrated cut is superior to it. It's about 20 minutes longer, but those 20 minutes are still funny. I mean, some of the jokes go on for a little too long in the unrated cut. I think the theatrical cut is more tightly wound and it goes by quicker than the unrated cut, but I still prefer the unrated cut. Any of those DVDs, whether it be the full screen, widescreen versions of any of them, you can find those pretty cheap. $3 to $4 for those. There's really no exclusive versions of this unless you pick it up in one of those 3-packs, which I don't want to give you prices for those because I don't care about those 3-packs because I don't own this in a 3-pack. So yeah, the big hairy winning version that's on Blu-ray, you can find that pretty much anywhere. Pay whatever they're asking for that, because I think that one's pretty cool because it has a extra bonus disc in it. So that wraps up the HMR on Talladega Nights. I warned you this is going to be full of quotes. I apologize if you got sick of me quoting this film. I hardly really reviewed it. I just kind of talked about scenes in it. But you know what? That's the best way to review this. You just have to review the scene by scene, because if you want to go through the plot, well, it's ludicrous. But you know what? I'm the best there is. I mean, there's really no doubt about it. I mean, I wake up every morning and I piss excellence. You know what, Dale? I didn't know that you had surgery to have your balls removed. So next week, I already spoiled this earlier on in the HMR, but we're going to talk Die Hard next week, one of my absolute favorite action films ever made. That's next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, if you ain't first, you're last. Oh, come on, Ricky. I was high when I said that. And that don't even make any sense. You could be second. You could be third. Hell, you could even be fourth.